Howdy folks, it's time for the 2019 Archive and Outtakes montage video. So beforehand, I want to give you all an update on what's been going on around here. I haven't put out a video since October 6th, so it's a little bit over 3 months now. And there's been a lot happening over the course of those 3 months in terms of work and personal life and stuff. So I wanted to catch you all up to speed on that beforehand. So to start off with, this marks 10 years that I've been on YouTube. On January 11th of 2010, I had signed up for this when I was 16, and I'm 26 now. And as I've said before, I've met a lot of great people over the years doing this. I've had a lot of fun making videos, made a lot of good friends, and I really enjoy talking to everybody through the comments and so on and so forth. So there is that. So I do appreciate y'all sticking around my channel over the years. So anyways, to start off with work and life, I've been kind of sorting out a lot of stuff on what's to come in 2020 for the new year now, in terms of where I'm headed with the business and so on and so forth. I've been working out of the garage now for 3.5 years. I went off on my own in June, officially on my own in 2016 of June. So it's 3.5 coming up on 4 years now, and it's gotten to the point where I have to expand and I have to move out of here and open my own shop. So I've been really looking at a lot of property around the area here in Central Mass. I've been calling on a lot of property. I've been talking to planning boards, getting ideas for zoning, what works and what doesn't, talking to towns, going out and looking at property, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, I'm finding there's not a lot around Central Mass, where I'm looking at least, more north and west, for what I want to do, which I believe I've mentioned before. But now I'm really starting to realize that a lot of towns around here, with the exception of 2 that are completely zoned properly, they all want residential developments, or they want residents moving in, which in some ways, in my opinion, is kind of sad, because you can't make land, and once it's used up, that's it. And a lot of the property that's advertised, it's always advertised as, developer's opportunity, a developer's dream, so on and so forth. And they want someone to come in, clear everything out, and build a little suburban neighborhood, which is fine and dandy, I guess. But to each their own. It's not my forte. And I've been trying to get away from that, because the town I live in has been getting very developed, and I want to get away from it, which I know you can never stop progress and get away from it completely, but if I can move away from it for a number of years, I'd be happy with that. So the search for property, it's been a little frustrating, but I'm just staying focused and keeping at it. So as stuff hits the market that I see that might work for the right price, I've been calling on it and getting right on it. So with any luck, something will show up soon. I know I said that last year, but I'm really buckling down and getting to it this year, because it's a dream that I've had for a long time to own my own business, and I'm very passionate about fixing old equipment and tractors, and I really want to make that happen. And I can see the shop and everything in my head. I just got to make it happen in real life on a piece of property. So I've really been working hard on that. When I get something procured, you guys definitely will know, believe me. So business has been going very well this year. I picked up a number of new customers. I've been shipping a lot of parts. I've been doing a ton of Kohler K-Series rebuilds, because you can't beat a Kohler, and there's still a lot of them in use. I've been doing a lot of that, and things have been going pretty well. Unfortunately, with the shop, as I've said before, it's very hard to prioritize and organize work, because of the room that I'm working with and how spread out. I mean, I got parts in my closet in my room in new old stock boxes. I'm so far out of room now, and actually I got GMC parts in my closet in my room, like the chrome grill and stuff. So it's gotten to that point, which is why I need property in a shop. So business has been going very well lately, and hopefully that'll continue into this year, along with finding the building and so on. So anyways, aside from that, the trucks, I haven't done anything with the 86 service truck that I picked up. May or may not be finding another 1-ton to replace that with. I actually have a customer that's willing to buy it from me for what I bought it for. And if I can find another 1-ton 73 to 87 that's 350 4-speed, whether it's 2 or 4-wheel drive, doesn't matter, that's in good shape, that I could put a service body on and buy it, sell the 86 and come out ahead, I'll do it. But if I can't find another truck by beginning of March, I'm just going to build the 86. because I'm getting so many calls for road service stuff during the summertime. I can't wait any longer to set up a service truck, so I'm going to have to get that done. So we'll see how that pans out. The 61 is going to be getting an HEI distributor come springtime. I have to order one and do the conversion. I've been having problems ever since I bought that truck with the mechanical advance on it, and it's never been quite right with the power no matter what I've done to it. And I know people say the 351 V6s are an animal of an engine, so I figured that will take care of it. So I will have videos on the conversion when it comes time to do that, and we'll see how it works out. 77's been parked. 88 1-ton is on the road now. Been having issues with the way that runs, but that's nothing new. You guys don't need to know about it because it's been frustrating ever since that went on the road in 2011. Dang fuel injection. I know sometimes it can be a blessing and sometimes it can be a curse, and with this truck it's been a curse. So I've been taking care of stuff on that. 64 is still a 64. Haven't touched it since June of 2016. And the 73 K20 parts truck is still all together. And I think that's it. Everything else has been parked and so on and so forth for the winter time. So as for the tractors, I had a Gravely 7173H I was going to do videos on. I'd actually pulled it out of the woods. I got it power washed, and that's when I started to get busy again. I was in a bit of a slow spot, and I figured I'd do a repair and startup series on it. So I got that pulled back up into the yard behind the house. That's waiting on videos. I still have the standard twin walk behind over here. That's waiting on videos. I have two Case 155 tractors out back up from the Quonset hut that I have to combine to make one. Once again, time to make the videos because I'm taking the work while I can get it to save the money to be able to build the building. And like I just said, it's something I really want to do. So that kind of takes priority over YouTube lately, and more so every year, which is why the videos have been getting a little bit less and less. So until I get that property procured, the videos are probably going to be even farther and fewer between. So that's about it for tractors. I haven't brought anything home worth taking videos of. I haven't been buying much for equipment unless I can resell it, mainly because I don't have the time to work on it, and I don't like seeing stuff sit. I did sell off a bunch of tractors earlier this year that I knew I was never going to get to. Nothing real significant. I do keep the oddball stuff. I still have all my magnet tracks and whatnot. So aside from that, nothing else to report on the tractors. And outside of work and all that stuff, I'm still riding horses weekly when it's not so cold that I can still feel the reins on my fingers. And I've been still playing a lot of bluegrass music too. I've actually been playing out a lot this year with the two bands that I pick. One's a bluegrass band, the other one's kind of more of a folk mixed band. And there's actually a clip of us 2/3 of the way through this video with the folk band. I took it on my cell phone, so unfortunately you can only see me from here up, and you can't see the bass player, but I figured I'd throw the clip in there. I haven't filmed much for the bluegrass band, or actually anything at all. Hopefully someday I'll be able to get some footage of that and post it. But I got a gig coming up tonight, and I have a jam coming up tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's really good to be out playing music again, and it's a really nice break from work and tractors and all that to break things up. So anyways, folks, that's what's been happening around here. Once again, I do want to appreciate everybody sort of sticking around over the past 10 years and continuing to watch my videos. If you have any questions on what's been going on, feel free to leave me a comment. As I say, I never ask you to subscribe or to watch the videos or like or anything like that. That's entirely up to you what you want to do. I just enjoy making the videos on tractors and engines, and like I said, I've met a lot of great people from doing it. So anyways, there you have it, and we're going to be on to the archives and the outtakes. Filling up our winter storage, folks. Figures it's already midway through January, and after this wheel horse it's going to be full. ramps too. Well, there you have it. This is what I usually use for winter storage, the back of the 61. And it's already chock full. Got a Gravely up there with a whole bunch of Simplicity walk-behinds and attachments. And now today's acquisition, the 1975 Wheel Horse D160. Get a load of the piston slop in this thing. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. It's a standard bore short block that somebody replaced in their engine, and the cylinder is worn about 2 or 3 thousandths over the limit for standard bore, and it's a pretty significant amount because that piston's walking back and forth quite a bit. Yeah, it was. Oh, it's too bad you weren't filming that. Talk about tripping over stuff. I tell you what, folks. Alright, you got the giz?
I do have the, oh, we gotta be careful of this here hole.
That there hole.
Okay.
They put this in that there hole.
Oh, it's like it was supposed to be there.
Shoot, man. Alright.
Okay.
You ready?
We're gonna give her a little sip first.
Yeah, you like that.
A little gurgle.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Short works great.
Don't it? Beauteous.
I think the carburetor's flooding it out. It's flooding right out.
Hey, it runs.
Indeed. It also leaks.
Yeah, it does. I think that's all she wrote. Nice. Oh yeah, it does leak. Holy crap.
Cool.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad we went up the hill and got the starter off that other piece of junk?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This concludes part 1 of the 5Tractorguy Startup and Repair series.
And we didn't use the glass speed blaster.
Not this time. Also not yet, but he will. I'm about halfway on.
Well, folks, ever since I went into business for myself and started working out of the house, winter has always been kind of a drag in some respects because I have to spend a couple days clearing snow around tractors and equipment and everything like that. But I will say one thing, when you can wake up to a morning like this, the way it looks, definitely makes winter worthwhile. Not bad for a cold start, folks. About 35 degrees out and still has the original 6-volt starting system in it. I ended up picking this up back in September, I believe it was. Got a really darn good price on it with the flail mower that's on the back of it, 7-foot flail mower. Needed a whole heaping heck of a lot of work, but turned out to be a really nice tractor. Already ended up getting some work with it about a month or so ago, brush hogging. So it paid for itself, which worked out nice. And this also has the Sherman over-under transmission in it, which makes it that much better. So it takes your 4-speed transmission and it gives you 2 more ranges. You have direct, and you push it in and down, and you have low range, and you pull it all the way up and you have high range. So it makes the tractor a little bit more versatile. Got a brand new tack on it, 2 hours, brand new temp gauge, good oil pressure obviously enough. Unfortunately, it's been so busy this year I didn't have a time to do a repair series on it as much as I would have liked to, but it still does need some work come springtime. As you can hear, it's loping a little bit. I gotta check the valves and pull the valve covers and stuff, but I'm pretty darn happy with it just the way it is. Well folks, this goes to show you how busy I've been this year, because there's been a couple clips in here of customers' machines. I figured this one would be video worthy because I usually don't film repairs. This is a transmission out of a Wheelhorse D250 tractor, and the problem was it wasn't rolling forward and back. Sometimes it would roll back but not forward, vice versa. He was having transmission problems shifting, and it was making a whirring noise when it was let the clutch out and he was driving around. Well, it turns out that somebody along the line blew the differential out of this thing. As you can see, every bolt sticking up for the differential has been sheared off. All the hardware is sitting in the bottom of the case. There's also a bolt missing. A snap ring that holds the stack of gears in on the shaft has been shattered. One of the gears, obviously, someone was a little bit hard on over time. On the other case half here, the spider gears don't look too bad. As you can see in the light, this was rubbing from not having any bolts in there, obviously enough. More hardware on the bottom of the case, along with sludge and filings and everything else. Someone also left the parking brake on at one time or another, probably a few times from the looks of it. And the worm gear, or the ring gear, depending on what you want to call it, that is in really tough shape. All the teeth are all gnarled up from that hardware getting kicked around inside there. So that's pretty tough. You can see where the pin for the spider gears was knocking back and forth on the inside because there was no bolts holding it. And if it focuses, you can also see that it's cracked too from the stress of not having any bolts and probably wanting to push itself apart. So it's pretty messed up, but I figured it was video worthy because that's probably the worst differential I've ever pulled apart inside of a transmission before. So anyways folks, there you have it. folks, well, folks, well, folks, well, folks, well, folks, well, folks, 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 folks. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. So anyways, folks, there you have it. Before everything goes back together. You've got to be kidding me. This is like the 5th take now. Are you taking a video? Are you taking a video?
Yeah, of your face!
Well, when Onan made these flywheels, they ended up tape. I like my rotary dials, but this thing's getting unplugged for the rest of the video.
On the radiator grill.
Tell you what. See, this is what happens during the wintertime as I work late and I get senile. Remember, folks, you simply cannot beat a Kohler engine. These punches, what the heck do they call these things anyways? Dang it. Yeah, I don't like the way this one's going either. Alright, let's try. Take number 3, folks. That stupid thing's not gonna focus. Figures. Dang it. Figures. Halfway through every time. And of course the snap gauge moved. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to redo this one. Come on, stupid. Alright, take 4. Probably help if I put the thrust washer in first. On this shroud. And the shroud isn't that okay, let's try this again.
You gotta let the ragga drop.
But I'm gonna be starting with getting the skid plate refab. Alright, 5th time's the charm. This is what happens when you don't make YouTube videos enough. You gotta keep redoing them. Gonna end up running a ratchet strap around the lift table. And they want houses built. A dang shed door. Alright, well, now I have to check the camera and probably do this over again. Is I'm going to put a leak down tester on it. Which all this is a set of gauges here. You have your, let's see. I guess this is going to end up in the archive video also. Alright, let's try that again. Can you imagine being inside of my head all day?